Let's talk about Navy Fed small business loan application, and I'm going to give you line by line instructions. This video has been highly requested, so we decided to do it. So I want you to stick around till the end just to understand the whole process. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you already ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to talk to you about Navy Fed small business loan application line by line instructions. So to apply for a Navy Fed business loan or line of credit, first you want to go to the Navy Fed website. You want to click on services and you want to choose business solutions at the upper left side. Then you want to click on business loans. So you want to choose business loans. You want to choose business loans and lines of credit. And once you click on that, you'll have three options. So you have real estate loans, business lines of credit, and vehicle and term loans. You want to click on business lines of credit. This is where you have information about Navy Fed's business term loans and lines of credits. And the application for a business line of credit is identical to that of a business term loan. And here is what you will need to apply. So basically here, you will need a constellation of documents. First, completed and signed business loan application, business tax returns under existing ownership most 2 recent years, business plan may be required, personal tax returns for all owners guarantors for the most 2 recent years, financial statements, balance sheet, profit and loss, accounts receivable, accounts payable, aging reports, debt schedule, personal financial statements for all owners and guarantors, the proof of collateral, additional documentation may be required based on your business and the personal guarantee in some cases. And let's not forget, personal credit check is important, okay? So the first criterion, completed and signed business loan application, is exactly what we'll be walking you through in today's conversation. And I'll also teach you how to complete the all-important personal financial statements for all owners and guarantors. So once you're ready, you need to actually do this. You want to call 1-877-418-1467, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday Eastern, and request to be connected with a business lending representative. And this is for a business line of credit or business loan. And for a checking line of credit, you want to complete the application form and beneficial owner form. If required, you want to print it and sign with a pen. Remember that digital signatures are not accepted. Then you want to scan the signed document and submit it online. And you can scan the documents and submit it online, or even better, just bring it to the nearest Navy Fed branch. In this video, I will show you how to complete 2 important documents: the Navy Fed business loan application and the personal financial statements for all owners guarantors. And on the screen, I'm showing you the links to the forms in case you would like to download them yourself. So first we have the business loan application. You see the link. And you have the PFS, the personal financial statements for all owners and guarantors. So let's dive right into it. Navy Fed business loan application. Let's start with that. You can see on the screen here. So first they're asking you for, you got to put in section A, the type of loan requested. You have to put, is it a term loan? Is it a credit card or checking line of credit? In this case, we just want a loan. So you put the amount you want, the purpose and the collateral, if it applies to you. Section B, business member. You got to be a business member. We have actually covered the business membership tutorial on another show. So you have to put the complete legal name of the business, right? And if you are a sole proprietorship, then you put your first and last name. You put your access number. Access number means account number in Navy Fed's parlance. You put the business address, everything as that relates to the business. Section C, you want to put the business owner's name and title and the percentage of ownership. This is very important. Section D, you need to include your existing debts. This is the same thing as your outstanding business obligations. Okay, you have to link, you have to put down the type of debt you have, who is the debt, who is the lender, the amount you owed, the monthly payment, the maturity date. What the Navy Fed is trying to do here, they're trying to analyze your DTI, trying to know your debt to income ratio, whether or not you will be able to afford making additional debt payments. Because if you're already like underwater, financially speaking, they're not going to approve your loan or give you that much. So you really want to be clear, but please be truthful, okay? All the creditors that you owe money to, all the debts that are outstanding, you want to list them here. If you have more debts if you have more than 5 debts, you want to attach a separate piece of paper and put the information on there, okay? And if any of the business assets are currently pledged as collateral, you need to say that, because it's important for Navy Fed to see what kind of assets are available for pledging. In case they want to pledge, they want you to pledge they want you to have collateral, okay? And Section E, other business information, this is if you have yes for any of this questions here, you need to explain. If the business liable on any debts not shown above, is the business currently involved in any litigation or other legal claims? Is the business or any owner liable as guarantor or endorser? For them, again, this goes back to what I said earlier about risk mitigation. They're trying to see what risk spectrum they have to put you in among the list of risk spectra that they have. Okay, so if you have a yes for any of these questions you want to explain, and if you need additional paper and additional real estate, just put the explanation elsewhere and attach it to the business loan application. Next, Section F, they want you to give information about the business owner number 1. So you have to put the person's information, the first name, last name, address, date of birth, social security number, all the information that is needed, okay? Including their financial information, their monthly salary, that's gross income. If they have other monthly income, passive income, dividends, all that kind of stuff, you want to indicate that. And one thing you also need to put here, you need to put the personal financial statements of the owners. So you have assets. Assets means everything you own. It could be cash, investments, retirement fund, and so on and so forth. It can be personal property, it can be car, whatever it is. Liabilities means your debts. So installment loans, credit cards, student loans, other liabilities. So you want to put the balance owed, but also the monthly payment. Again, what Navy Fed is trying to do here is to analyze your DTI, your debt to income ratio, which is how much you are spending every month to service your debts, divided by your monthly income. And then in Schedule 1, they want you to put your investment stocks and bonds. If you owe real estate, you want to put that information here also. You want to put the total market value, all that kind of stuff. And you do the same thing for the business owner too. Now, this is kind of cool if you only have 2 business owners, but if you have more than 2, then go ahead and put it for the third one. You can see here we have business owner number 3. Okay, and we only have 3 here because we had put originally that there were 3 owners in this business. If you only have 1, they wouldn't be asking you all these questions. But it's kind of cool because I'm just trying to show you that normally anybody who owns more than 25% directly or indirectly of the business must fill out this form. Okay, and the form is really meant to give Navy Fed an idea of the liquidity position of the business, but also of the underlying members and the underlying owners. Okay, this is why we're going through all this PFS, personal financial statements. And next, Section G, we have an equal credit opportunity notice. This is just more I would say a regulatory disclosure. So they're asking you if your gross revenues, if your revenue were 1 million or less in the previous year, you have to put yes or no. And this is just for the regulatory purposes. It also helps them in terms of their underwriting. So either way, they are going to check your financial statements so they will know if you lied or not. So please do not lie here. Be straightforward with the truth. Section H here, we have agreement and disclosures. This is just legalese that you can read, you can peruse on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon if you have the time. If not, just have a lawyer read this. And Section I, this is a personal guarantee. So this is the individual owner agreements and disclosures. And one thing we have seen is that people believe that Navy Fed always asks for PGs. Not always. It depends on how the business loan application is structured. Having said that, if you have a weak set of financials, if you don't have an MPR with Navy Fed, a multi-product relationship with Navy Fed, in other words, if you don't have a fat checking account or fat savings account or investments with Navy Fed, then they see you as a higher risk. And God forbid, if you have a poor score, that's even worse. So in that case, of course, they're going to ask for PG, okay? But it's not always the case. And next screen here, you have to put actually more information. So they want each owner to initial. You can see that we have owner number 1, owner number 2, owner number 3. This is because the system, based on our input, the system has generated generated cases for 3 owners. Okay, this is very important. If you do not fill this part, if you do not initial, your application will be delayed. Remember that Navy Fed is a military, quote unquote, military affiliated credit union, and they were run as if this were a military organization. Very disciplined, very efficient, very effective. So please you want to follow the instructions to the letter. So you want to initial, each owner must initial. Section J, we have beneficial owner certification. So basically here, this is for AML purposes, anti-money laundering. So to help the government fight financial crime, federal regulation requires certain financial institutions to obtain, verify, and record information about the beneficial owners of legal entity customers. So all applicants must select one of the following. So you can select whether the business is a sole proprietorship, unincorporated association, or otherwise not applicable. And or you can select certification regarding beneficial owners of legal entity customers. And there is a form for that. We will actually review this on another show. This is NFCU 98. Okay, and you will have to complete that form and attach it to this, or you can certify that you are familiar with the most recent NFCU 98 form provided to Navy Federal and confirm that all information provided on that form is up to date and accurate. And K, submission options. So here you can actually submit the form electronically, or you can submit it at a branch. Okay, or you can actually email it if you have spoken to a Navy Fed rep and he or she has told you can do so. So every owner has to sign, print their name, and date the form. That's it for the Navy Fed business loan application. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. All right, now let's start with the Navy Fed PFS for all owners and guarantors. So we have here the Navy Fed personal financial statements for all owners and guarantors. You can see on the screen here, this is what it looks like. So Section 1, business information. All right, so you put your business legal name. If you have a DBA, if you're doing business under a different name, you want to put that. Your access number, this is the account number. Obviously, to get a business loan from Navy Fed, you gotta be a business member. So the access number is your account number. You have to put the business address, all that kind of information. And Section 2, the owner guarantor information. Put first name, last name, your account number as an individual member, your address, your city, your zip, your state, and your title. So for a sole proprietorship, you just one person business, so you are the owner, right? This is just what it is. But if you're a partnership, LLC, or corporation, you got to put whatever title fits your position in the company. And if it doesn't apply, if nothing is written there that applies to your position, you want to put that on the line where it says other, put that information there. And Section 3, you have statement of financial condition as of, you put the date. Statement of financial condition is the same thing as a statement of financial position or balance sheet. It's the same thing. It's those terms are interchangeable. And you can here, if the information is for a single or joint owner, then you want to put you want to check the right box. And if a joint, you want to list the joint owner and put the date of the information here. And so you can see on the screen here, we have assets and liabilities. So I just want you to remember, when we speak about statement of financial conditions, we are speaking about a balance sheet, and a balance sheet is always as of a certain date, whereas an income statement is for a period of time. So you will see like this can be a statement of financial position or a statement of financial condition as of December 31st, 2000, blah, blah, blah. Whereas for income statement, you're going to have income statements for the year ended December 31st, blah, blah, blah. You can have an income statement for 2 months, 9 months, whatever. Okay. So on the first column, we have assets. Here you put everything that you own. All right. So it can be cash, cash on hand in financial institutions, cash in other banks. If you have some marketable securities, what is a marketable securities? It is a security you can sell. It's the stock, bonds. It can be a T-bill, T-bond, all that kind of stuff. It's marketable. In other words, you can sell it and you can get the cash. It's a liquid security. And then you go down to property. So fixed assets, cars, other personal properties. If you have a home that is free of mortgage, you can put that. If you can put also the cash surrender value of your life insurance and other assets. And then in the liabilities are what you owe, your debts, your obligations. So you put the information there, amounts payable to others. If you have student loans, credit card debts, accounts and bills due, unpaid income tax. If you owe the IRS some money or the state authorities, put that. Other unpaid taxes and interest and other debts, car payments, credit cards. You need to itemize. Itemize just means you have to put them on the, you cannot lump them. You have to separate them. Okay. Now let's talk about next, your personal information. So they want to know more about your personal information, your legal situation, and your financial situation. So here you want to put if you have a will, because if you don't have a will, what will happen is when you die, there's something called intestacy that will kick in. If you have a will and you have more assets than liabilities, then the excess, the surplus will have to be distributed based on the laws of intestacy, depending on the states where you are. Okay. And they also want to know if you have ever declared bankruptcy. You have to be careful and be honest here. Have you ever been audited by the IRS? This is just a constellation of questions that the Navy Fed is asking to, again, try to categorize what kind of risk spectrum you constitute. Do you have unpaid federal and or state income taxes? You have to explain that. Section 4, here you want to talk about your annual income. And annual income here, when we speak about personal financial statements, we're speaking about balance sheet, right? So statement of financial condition, but also your income statements. And this is what we're talking about here. So you have on one end, you have your annual income and your annual expenditures. So an income statement is what it is. You have income and expenses. Okay. So you have to put your income, your salary, W-2 wages, bonus and commissions, dividends, interest, real estate income, tax-free income, other income. Okay. And you total everything and you put in the form there at the bottom, total income. And for expenditures, you have to put your housing expenses, real estate taxes and assessments, taxes at the federal, state and local level, your insurance payments. If you pay alimony or child support or maintenance, put that there, and other expenses. And then you put expenditures. And then you have contingent liabilities. A contingent liability means that it is something that it is money that you might owe if an event were to occur. For example, let's say you are currently sued and the case is still in court, and and the case might go against you. So you need to list how much you might have to pay if the court were to find disfavor upon your case. If you were to lose the lawsuit, then you have to pay. So this here, you have to put, this is what is called contingent liabilities. And you have to actually specify what it is. And you have to total the contingent liabilities that you have here and explain it, and then put the total amount there. Okay. And here again at the bottom, you have to specify whether this is a individual or joint account. Okay. And next, you're showing on the screen here, they want you to have a Schedule A. Schedule A is for cash and certificate of deposit in other financial institutions. Here, Navy Fed is interested in your moolah. They want to know, they want to have more ideas about your moolah here. Okay. So how much you have. So you put that here, and you put the description, the name of institution, and the name of the person who owns this. And same thing for Schedule B. Here you have U.S. government and marketable securities, bonds, stocks, mutual funds. You put it there, and you total the amounts. And Schedule C here, we have non-marketable securities. Non-marketable securities they constitute assets that are very hard to sell, and sometimes people call those type of securities illiquid. In other words, you can still sell them, but this will take you a while. So this is something you need to think about, and you need to describe what the securities are, the number of shares you have, the person who owns those shares, and you want to specify whether those assets are pledged or held by others, the original investment, the source of value, the current value. So Navy Fed again is trying to gauge your net worth. They're trying to gauge here your total assets. Okay. And Schedule D, residence and other real estate. Here also you want to put whatever real estate you have if applicable. Schedule E, you have your life insurance carried. If you have life insurance, they want to know about it. All right. Schedule F, they want to know your bank and other institutional relationships. They want to know where you bank besides Navy Fed. So you can see that all these questions are not just random questions. The questions are meant to gauge your net worth, to gauge the ecosystem of financial institutions that you deal with, the ecosystem of securities you have, of assets you have, and liabilities you have. Okay, so Schedule F, you put the name of the bank. If you have a loan amount or line amount, you want to put it there, the date of the loan, whether the loan is unsecured or secured, monthly payments, and amount owed. So Navy Fed is not really, they're not interested in how much money you have with the bank. They just want to know how much you owe them. Okay. And Schedule G, you have business ventures and other assets. So here you want to list the name and address of any business venture in which you are the owner, stockholder, or partner. So you have to specify your percent of ownership, very important. The total asset listed in section 3 that we saw earlier, your position title in the business, how many years has the business been operating, the line of business, and the total assets in the business. Not the total asset of the business, but your share of total assets in the business. And you just put at the bottom where it says total, that's where you have to put your assets. Continuing here, so the next screenshot, they just give you some information about those are regulatory disclosures. You can read it when you have a time on a Saturday afternoon, but all you have to do, just have to initial it to show that you have read it. So each principal owner must initial. Next, here again we have another form. So this is just a continuation of the disclosures there. You have to initial, and each owner must initial. As I've said earlier, when they say initial, you better initial. Do not skip this. Very important. And one thing that also it's important when it comes to Navy Fed small business loan application line by line instructions is that they are interested a lot in when it comes to collateral or having a PG, personal guarantee. You can avoid that. But the only way you can avoid that is by having a multi-product relationship with Navy Fed. You need to have a fat checking account to basically remediate the risk that you constitute for Navy Fed. Okay, so this is something that you need to think about. And one thing I want to say clearly here is that so once you do this, you need to actually sign the owner or guarantor. You need to sign that. You have to print your name and put the dates. And now let me give you a few pro tips. So that's it for the application. That's it. And you can upload it, you can deposit it, you can drop it at a branch, and that's it. Let me give you a few pro tips. You basically, this is just a quick reminder. This is what you will need to apply. You will need to have completed and signed business loan application, business tax returns under existing ownership for the most recent 2 years. Business plan may be required. Personal tax returns for all owners guarantors for the most recent 2 years. Financial statements, balance sheet, profit and loss, AP, accounts receivable, accounts payable, agent reports, debt schedule. Personal financial statements for all owners guarantors. Proof of collateral. Additional documentation may be required and personal guarantee. Keep in mind, again, I've said this before, that Navy Fed has a military way of reviewing loan applications, so you might be denied or your application processing will be delayed if you don't follow instructions to the letter. Okay, and the one thing you need to understand is that the loan we're talking about at Navy Fed starts from $35,000 and go all the way to $1 million. We have worked with clients who got approved for $1 million unsecured business loan with Navy Fed. So it is possible, but you just got to be prepared. So to really recap to this conversation, folks, I've spoken to you about the Navy Fed small business loan application line by line instructions. I gave you an overview of the program. I gave you a Navy Fed business loan application. I showed you what to do, how to go through it step by step. I spoke to you about the personal financial statements for all owners and guarantors, and I gave you a few pro tips. Thank you so much. Good luck on your loan application. Best of luck in your business venture. God bless you, your business, and your family significantly and permanently. Now, go get that moolah you need. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.